Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the homestead community. It is the Farm to Table Direct Show, Morning Edition. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in, especially welcome to my morning crew. Glad to have you all in with us today, and I hope your day is off to a great start. Um, once again, Member Rex Ryan is in the house. It's looking like at least through Wednesday that's going to be the case. I hope you all still continue to tune in and catch what's going on, catch what we're talking about. But that's what it's looking like. But of course, Thursday, Friday should be live. And as I am, it's going to be off to the very thing that we're here to talk about today 72 hours to Okie Homestead Expo. It is the final countdown. The final countdown. Who remembers that song from back in the day, right? I remember it because, well, we played it in band for our football team, pep rallies and ball games. They loved that song. Anyway, played it a lot. But yes, 72 hours. Can you believe it? 72 hours to the kickoff of Okie Expo. But anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We'll get into that just as quick as we can. But first, it is time for today's reality smackdown. Uh, First, the weather is a little chilly, little chilly dipper out there, right? A little chilly, but warming up into some really nice days. Loving this time of year. So anyway, back to reality smackdown. President Trump cancels the Secret Service details for Biden's adult children. Uh-huh. I see. Well, maybe that's a good thing. Ah, U.S. House Committee seek records from DHS on Chinese telecom hacking. All right, yeah. I could see him wanting to know about that. And finally, 80,000 pages. Hear me? 80,000 pages of JFK files will be released Tuesday, Trump says. Hope it's not a bust like the whole initial Epstein release thing. Maybe there'll be some good stuff in there. Let's see. What else was going on for Reality Smackdown? Well, oh yeah, that professor from Brown University apparently was deported. Well, apparently she attended a funeral of Hezbollah leader. Apparently she had strong inclinations toward the leader of Iran and over there. So I don't know, maybe a little something to that. Seems to me we got some very unfriendly people within our borders. Uh-huh. Yep. All right. So there you go. That's some of the stuff going on. There's plenty more. I just kind of keep it short. Give you a little sample of what's going down out there. Lots of stuff in the headlines you can read. But anyway, let's jump right on into this day in history. Uh, March 18th. Here we go. 1314. Jacques de Molay, the 23rd and last Grand Master of the Knights Templar, is burned at the stake by King Philip IV of France. Anyway, and the mysteries of the Knights Templar continues to this day. Anyway, fast forward, I don't know, 500 years. 1818, U.S. Congress approves first pensions for government service. Yep, and it began way back then. Anyway, 1870, first U.S. National Wildlife Preserve, Lake Merritt in Oakland, California, is established. 1881, Barnum and Bailey Circus. I don't know. They ain't my monkeys, but I think I've seen the clowns. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Anyway, something like that. Anyway, Barnum and Bailey Circus, traveling as the greatest show on earth, debuts at Madison Square Garden in New York City following the merger of the two existing circus groups. Wow. 1882, Morgan Earp is assassinated by outlaws while playing billiards in Tombstone. For those of you who watched some of the Tombstone movies, like Tombstone and Wyatt Earp, you got to see this particular event played out on the big screen. Anyway, it was this day, March 18th. Anyway, fast forward, 1925, great tri-state tornado, a monstrous F5, over 300 miles per hour. Tornado roars 219 miles across southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, and southwest Indiana. Kills 695, injures over 2,000, and destroys 15,000 homes. Wow. That is big. And, given some of the recent storms and recent things we've had happen, just let you know that, 100 years ago, it was happening too, right at the same time. So, anyway, just a thought there. And speaking of that, prayers out to those that are affected by the fires and the tornadoes, and especially those who are suffering loss of family and loss of life. And, stuff can be replaced, but, family's a different deal. So prayers to them. In all seriousness, prayers to them. 1942, U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signs Executive Order 9102, creating the War Relocation Authority, which was charged with overseeing the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. Like how they put that. The fact of the matter is, it was internment of American citizens. Infringement of rights without due process, solely based on stereotypes, solely based on fear, solely based on maybe one might say prejudice, as I say. And yet everybody wants to say that the Democratic Party is the party of inclusion. I don't know about that. History might tell us a different story. Anyway, I digress. 1959, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, I like Ike, signs Hawaii statehood bill. All right. 1965, woo, poppin' fresh Pillsbury Doughboy introduced. Love the Doughboy. Woo, everybody gets that. I've got the belly to do that with, by the way. But anyway, so there you go. 1968, U.S. Congress repeals requirement for a gold reserve. Yep, bet that wasn't a real smart decision, I don't think. We'll find out a little bit more about this Fort Knox thing, see if what really happened, or if it's much ado about nothing. Anyway, fast forward. 1987, Gerber survey finds most popular names for newborns are Jessica and Matthew in 1987. How about that? All right. 1990, first free elections in East Germany. Conservatives beat communists. I like the way that sounds. Conservatives beat communists. It's happening here right now. Conservatives are beating communists. That's what I say. Anyway, and we're going to go all the way to 2018 because, well, it was what caught my attention. And this will be our last thing. First fatal accident involving an Uber self-driving car hitting a pedestrian in Tempe, Arizona. Now, this leads to some questions. Would you get in an Uber? Driverless car? Self-driving? Would you do that? Not I, said the fly. No, sir, not me. No, I don't. No, don't think so. And pedestrian. Were they in a crosswalk, or were they jaywalking? I don't know. Still sad. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tragic loss of life. Not trying to make too much light of it, but just goes to show you some technological advances. Yeah, just might not be a good idea. I don't know. Driverless vehicles. Nah. I think they made movies about things like this. But anyway, so that is this day in history with a little bit of thoughts from me. And so now here we are on to the topic of the day. 72 hours to Okie Homestead Expo, the final countdown. Wow. Can you believe it? It is only 72 hours to Okie Homestead Expo. Seemed like we were planning this. We found out about it, and man, time has just creeped up. What's that song? Time keeps on slipping into the future. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I know we're feeling the crunch here, getting last minute things ready, working on interview questions and working on show plans for up there and kind of working out a lot of those details. We have to spend time behind the scenes. I've got the trailer here at the house ready to hook up to the truck, and Keith's got things getting ready on his end. It's definitely crunch time. I know some are already on the road. I know Ed Kirkpatrick, I think he said he left Sunday, so he's probably, if he's not up there, maybe tomorrow he's coming in. I think Robbie from the Wild Huckleberry said, I don't know if he's leaving out Tuesday or Wednesday. I think Wednesday. We're leaving out Thursday morning. I know several others are leaving out, over the next day or two. We're leaving out Thursday morning. Right after right after the morning show, and so we'll do the show, get up, get a few things hooked up, ready to go, and roll out. and we'll meet up, drive on up. I'm ready, but not ready. Uh, and I think we're all kind of in that thing where it's like, man, it just feels like it's creeping up on us. And of course, this is the week that I'm working long hours at work and getting home, going in early, getting home late. And anyway, let's get into some of our plans. As I said, we are leaving Thursday morning following the morning show. Like I said, got pretty much everything in gear. Looks like crew of 5 at the moment. Is what's heading up, and we're going to get up, get out, get on the road. Should be a pretty simple day, as far as that part. Um, I know there's a lot of other people going to be heading up there at the same time. Anyway, we're going straight to the fairgrounds, straight to the Mays County Fairground where the event's happening, so that we can get set up. That's our setup time, and well, those who've seen our mobile set understand how big it is, understand the considerable amount of work that it takes. Uh, Fortunately, with the crew with us, it'll should go a lot faster. When you got many hands make light work, as the old saying goes. But one of the cool difficulties, if you will, is we don't get to know about our site. We don't know exactly where we're going to be. We know the space that we paid for, that we wanted for our space. But one of the things that, is sometimes often the case, you don't know where you're going to be exactly until the day of when you get there. And, so we're okay. Now we know that the space we had last year is not the space we can have this year because they needed that area for an additional presentation. I believe that's Show Barn B. I think it's where they're at now. But anyway, it's a stage with a big open area outside, and it was a great location. Loved having it last year. Very appreciative of the team there at Okie Expo, Hidden Heights, Keeping It Dutch, and all the others behind the scenes. So we trust that they'll take care of us as they have in the past. But optimistic about where we want to be. But once we're there, we get to assess the situation. Um, our mobile set involves it's trusses. It's about 11 feet wide. It's golly, I guess that thing's 10, 12 feet deep. It's got a screen, it's got seating, chairs and stuff. It's got the cameras, lights, projector. Um, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Of course, the controls, which, are what I call our mobile fly packs, which is where Mr. P gets to do his magic behind the scenes. Of course, all of our accessories and things we have to have, camera wise and all that stuff. It's just a lot. I mean, when you really start packing it up, and especially when you're trying to set it up. But what the real deal behind it this year? Last year we brought the set. It was the first time we'd had it out on this particular situation. We had the set, the trusses and everything for a different project we were on for a period of time. But we figured out a way to incorporate it into the Farm2Table Direct Show, and it is our mobile set. It is on the road. Anyway, so the idea this year is we're bringing the Farm2Table Direct Show to the Expo. Yes, it's coverage of the Expo in a sense as well, but it's primarily bringing our show and what we do to the Expo, giving an opportunity for you all to be a part of it in the sense of some of you will be interviewed. You can all come hang out. There'll be an area there where you can bring a chair, sit up, hang out, watch the interviews. If it's somebody you want to see, we'll have speakers set up with it so that you can hear the interview live on site. We will be recording all the interviews, of course, for upload later. We'll record them, get them titled, get them, we're getting all that stuff done and get them uploaded as quickly as possible. We did it live pretty much all of last year. And just quite honestly, the competition for the signal with the camera equipment, the mobile signal, and what they call RF frequency, the RF interference was just so bad that we got too far away. Video quality just wasn't what was up to our standard. And so we made some changes this year and said, you know what, we're going to record it and then we'll upload it. Because it just, having quality outweighed the benefit of actually physically live, like we do, or like I typically do the show in the morning. And so we made that change. I think it's going to be better for us. It's going to be better for the content and the interviewees, and just overall better for the Expo and the whole community at large to have quality video, quality interviews that have good video quality, good audio quality. And just looks a whole lot better. Now, we've still got our portable run and gun rig, and we will do some moving about like we've done, where we're going out in the vendor barn and places like that. We will be doing some of that and going in and catching things. But again, it'll be recorded and then uploaded. It's just the quality, it's just too much of a loss of quality, and it's not fair to anybody involved for us to not make the adjustments. But anyway, so again, bringing the set there to the expo. Interviews will be recorded. Like I said, we will be set up to be watched in person. It is an opportunity to watch us do what we do and get to listen in on site, which I think is just totally cool. The old saying in TV, film before a live studio audience. That's where you guys get to come in. If you got time, if you're in the area, come by, check out who's being interviewed. We'll try to get, when we know if interviews coming up, we'll try to let people know who's coming up next when we get the time schedules built. But anyway, yeah, just a chance for y'all to come participate and hang out, and you get to watch what we do. And of course, might be able to get you on the set as well. So come prepared. But anyway, we have a long list of potential interviews based on the scheduled speakers, also the many channels that are going to be attending there. It is YouTube channel central up around that place. You can't turn a corner without somebody having a YouTube channel there. It's okay. We enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. But anyway, so we will be talking to many of those. Also planning to sit down with many of those behind the expo. Kevin and Rachel with Hidden Heights, and Brandy and Dutch with Keeping It Dutch, and their respective channels that they have are, of course, the original founders. And they are I guess what you'd say, the face. People know them. Awesome couples, and they've been gracious to us. We sat down with them before our first year up there. Hopefully get to do it again. And, but there's so many people that work in that. There's, of course, volunteers, and a lot of those volunteers are YouTube channel people that come up and help. Of course, you got the ones that MC, like Daniel Arms. I know Brandon and Steffi Eddy work behind the scenes a lot. They've done things. Walker Farm Fam, Cassie and Gary Walker. So many more that I know I'm missing people. Of course, this year our own Jack and Dina Dyer Family Farm, Robbie and Sonia from the Wild Huckleberry, and many others are volunteering. And without the volunteers, that it'd be impossible. Any event requires volunteers, workers, and stuff that are volunteering their time. So we're going to try to get some of those folks on to talk with them about the expo and kind of where it's at and where it's going, and some good things like that. So look forward to that content coming out. And but hopefully, maybe, like I said, plenty of y'all there, friends of ours and people that we know. And you know what? We're looking forward to meeting some new people, looking forward to making some new friends up there this year. So super excited about that. Now, due to some circumstances, we're not going to be brewing our coffee this year. Just one of those, you can only have so many vendors doing the same thing, and I respect that. Gives fair competition. And to be honest with you, actually, it worked out well for, it'd been nice to have it, but honestly, with everything else we've had going on, it would have been a very difficult thing. Now, we will have some of our tumblers and T-shirts. We will have stuff there, merchandise-wise, if you're interested. I know we're bringing. I think I know we're bringing. I don't know if we're going to have coffee bags for sale. I know we're bringing some as some gifts for some of our people that we're going to be interviewing. But again, it's going to be very limited this year. It's just one of those things where a lot is going on. I don't want to get too far into details, but it's just, just kind of had to pull back on it this year and not do as much as we wanted to initially. But that's life. But all of y'all have had to make adjustments and make changes in plans sometimes when things don't work out. And it's no different for us. I stopped going on about that. Many people coming up are staying in hotels, which there's a lot of good hotels there in the area. And I know there's RV parks in the area. That's what we did last year. It was I took the travel trailer up, and we stayed in a travel trailer there on the lake, and that was nice, quite cool. I will tell you, it was cold last year, so that breeze coming off the lake was really chilly. But this year, we looked into the opportunities. We had, a lot of people like Jack and Dyer and different ones talked to us about Airbnbs and their experience, and so we looked into the Airbnb option, and quite frankly, it was financially beneficial. We can have our entire crew instead of having to rent, 2, 3, or more hotel rooms and deal with all that. We were able to rent a house. with enough sleeping arrangements for everybody that's coming up on the crew. So we're going to give that a whirl, see how it does. If that works out really well, then, probably do that going forward with some other places, because that's one of our biggest expenses, is hotel room lodging and stuff. So we're going to be there. I know several others are. Drop it in the old comments, drop it in the chat, whatever. If you're coming up, what are y'all doing? I know several have shared Airbnbs, hotels, various things. And I don't think there's a wrong. I think it's everybody what they need to do. So that's it for kind of getting up there and the plans and where we're staying and kind of our plan for the overall arching plan of what we're going to be doing. But listen, as I always say, no plan survives first contact intact. So there'll be some adjustments, we're sure. Look forward to seeing many of you all there. We had the ticket giveaway. Those tickets are going to be used. Some things changed, so not who was initially going to be using them, but arrangements were made, and it was a blessing to someone to help them be able to come up and make it a little bit more affordable for them, and get more people there. Because the more people we get there, the better the expo is going to be. Always is the case. So again, we're looking forward to hanging out with y'all, and looking forward to having fun. I mean, that's rule number one: have a good time, enjoy the process. It's kind of like a reunion for a lot of folks. We see a lot of people up there that we're have become friends with, become close with, or we see them at different events, and so it is something we look forward to, despite the hectic schedules and working on things and getting things behind the scenes that goes on. It's just really, honestly, it's the fellowship there, the community that's there, opportunity to learn, opportunity to interview people, and that's what it's all about right there. And so, if you don't have plans, or if maybe you're able to make it, you're on the fence, man, if you can get out there, get out there. It is worth every penny, and it's going to be a good time. So anyway, we'll pick up some more maybe tomorrow on this. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here on this one. Just kind of giving y'all a breakdown of what we got going on, and kind of how we're planning on doing things this year. For those who've seen us in the past, just a little bit different, some the same, but we want it to be a better experience for us and for the interviewees and for those who may be watching at home or at a later time. So with that, that is today's fact that 72 hours, folks, 72 hours. We are at the Okie Homestead Expo, kicking it off. Anytime you're inside 72 hours, it's definitely the final countdown. You're into the must get things done portion of the week and getting ready to go. So if you ain't packed and you ain't ready, you better get packed and ready. Get your plans finalized, get everything packed in your trucks. Make sure you got somebody taking care of the animals, whatever it needs to be, because the time is upon us, and we are super excited about it. Super happy to be going this year. Looks like the weather's going to be great up there. A little cool in the morning, but not bad. And then nice temperatures in the afternoon. So not too hot, not too cold, just right. The end of spring break for the Okie folks, and the beginning of spring break for some of the others like Arkansas and stuff. But anyway, be a good time. It's also opening weekend of March Madness, opening week. Yeah, just saying. Anyway. All right, so moving right along, let's get into the rest of this tip of the day. And it's actually a quote today. In case you notice, I will sometimes throw in quotes. And this one made me crack up. Little truth, a whole lot of truth, but it's just funny. Behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. That was said by Jim Carrey. And yep, I'd say that's a pretty fair assessment of the situation. Anyway, well, folks, let's get into upcoming events. Of course, Okie Expo is upon us, as we've just been talking about for the last 20 something minutes, but since the beginning, 25 minutes anyway. So that is this weekend, March 21st and 22nd, Mays County Fairground, Pryor, Oklahoma. There are still tickets. You can buy tickets at the gate. Plenty of room. Come on out. If you're not, haven't decided, I say get off the fence. Come on out and join us. Have a good time. The very following weekend is the Arkansas Homesteading Conference, March 29th. Cleveland County Fairgrounds, Rising, Arkansas. It's the 11th year for that event, and hopefully it's going to be a great event. But anyway, that is Arkansas Homesteading Conference. April 12th, New Beginnings Homestead Expo at Trinity Church in Nowata, Oklahoma. Really looking forward to that one. Uh, wow, just totally blanked. Anyway, uh, the people behind that, Chris Reeves, and the people behind that are great people. They've done it before, a few of them now, a couple of them. And anyway, going to be up there. Dwayne Hall's going to be speaking. Stuart National Klaus from Restoration Farms is going to be there. I know there's several others speaking, great topics. And of course, Keith and I have been asked to speak as well up there, and looking forward to that. We'll be getting more into that after Expo. Once we get into that and kind of talk more about that, and hopefully have Chris on for an interview to talk about that expo. But anyway, so that is New Beginnings Homestead Expo, April 12th, Nowata, Oklahoma. That is out there on the old Facebook, so you can go look that up. April 25th and 26th, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo, Newton County Fair and Rodeo in Jasper, Arkansas. And the Homestead is also the Homestead Conference, Waco, Texas, April 25th and 26th. Now, the lineup on that one is just off the charts. There's going to be a lot of people there. Oh, excuse me. Some of them that are going to be at Okie as well. But so middle of April, end of April, if you're in middle central Texas or the region areas, willing to make a drive, that'll be a great conference right there. April 26th, Homesteading and Outdoor Expo, Port St. Lucie, Florida. So for all y'all folks down in the Florida area, that'll be a good one right there. And let's see, 10 Killer YouTube Meetup, April 25th through 27th. So if you got a YouTube channel, you want to be and hang out with creators and stuff and have a good time. And, come on up there, April 25th, 26th, 27th, Lake 10 Killer, Oklahoma, Cherokee Landing State Park at the Creek Shelter. RSVP or any questions to 10killerYT meetup at gmail.com. That is 10killerYT meetup at gmail.com. That's going to be a good weekend. They want you to RSVP if you're going to make one day, all days, anything like that. Let them know so they know who to expect, how many's coming. Hopefully get to make that up there for at least one day of it. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. We'll go ahead and go forward just a little bit before we'll get through May. Mid-America YouTube Meetup at Lake Eufaula State Park at the Deep Fork Campground Pavilion. There at the Nature Center. That's all in the same area, the Deep Fork Campground. May 16th through the 18th. MT Homestead is the host of that. You can reach them or ask questions at MT. That's Mike and Terry. MT Homestead OK at gmail.com. That's MT Homestead OK at gmail.com for any questions about that. Again, that's another one that's a chance to get out and hang out with some fellow YouTubers and that type of stuff. And the last event that I have currently, 5th Annual Shed Farm Homestead Festival, May 17th in Garland, Kansas. So you can check that out. The Shed Farm Homestead Festival. It's 5th year, May 17th, Garland, Kansas. I'm going to stop right there for May. I mean, we'll get back into some more of this stuff. We'll add them on to later in the year. There's a lot going on. I come across some more today in my readings. I just haven't had a chance to, where am I at? Here we go. Yeah. Haven't had a chance to get them updated on the list. I need to read through it a little bit more and be able to add even more to that long list of upcoming events. Anyway, folks, that is a wrap for today on the Farm2Table Direct Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining us as we explore headlines, stories, and more impacting our world today and beyond. And, of course, talking about great events like Okie Homestead Expo and the fact that it's only 72 hours away. I'm scared. Anyway, we're not ready. That's how it feels. Anyway, that is a wrap today. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. Give it the old thumbs up, right? 2 thumbs up, right? Share it with your friends. Tell people about it. That's the only way we get the word out. And subscribe, of course. Subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and the community. Till next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. Remember, we are #stronger together. Be a blessing to someone today, and we will see you all on the other side right back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Have a blessed day, everyone. And I'm going to hand this over to Hank to take us on out of here. So take it away, Hank.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.